Good morning, or good afternoon, or is it good evening when you're watching this? Well, right now, it's good morning, because it's a beautiful day. So it's been a while, and I'm ready to get back to it. And I know Nicolette is too. So, today, we are going to show you what we are using and what we're going to do for our next upcoming project. And that is getting our bed completely laid out with the table. Well, the table is the bed. Bed is the table.
Yes.
Same, but different. And we will be using this same material for our countertop. And so here it is, some bacon wrapped cedar. So on this project, we are going to use cedar and we're gonna make a bed out of it, and we're gonna make a countertop with it as well. So for the bed, we have already ripped down pieces that don't have the live edge. And for the countertop, we will finish with the live edge. And so,
It's gonna be beautiful.
yeah, that's just a little insight on what we're doing with that.
So we were sitting there in the van trying to map up the boards that we were gonna use to make our table and countertop. And then we realized we can't do any of that until we have a sink. So that's what we're doing. We're going to get our sink right now. We have a family friend who just so happens to work for a plumbing supply company.
No,
he owns it. He owns it. So
Supply.
that works out. So we're getting our sink, and then we'll go back, and then we'll figure out the countertop.
Before we stop there, I want to interject and say it's good to know people. If you have resources, ask them if they, have things.
Yeah.
That's how we're getting this sink.
How we're getting our cabinets.
Use the resources around you to help you out. It doesn't have to cost a ton. If you can cut back on, some of these parts and supplies, and just by asking for help. So, yeah, that's all I have to say. Use your resources.
Okay, so here's what the beginning of our countertop will look like. It's kind of been a pain in the ass, wouldn't you say, Johnny?
Oh, it's been fun. Me and Nicolette are getting along so well.
But basically, I'm not sure how these boards are gonna go together, but we'll see. But John's marking out, we got holes underneath the sink right there, so he's marking out where he's gonna drill those in. We're gonna keep the live edge and we're gonna sand it real good, and we'll put coating on it. It's gonna look sweet. But that's about where we're at. And I've begun to lay out the table for the bed.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to explain what I did here. We knew we wanted our countertop to be X amount long, 57 1/4. So we took 2 boards, made it 57, we ripped them down. For this one, I had to rip it down, since there was a live edge like this, I had to rip it down on that live edge, but there's also a rough edge, so I had to rip it down on both ends. The reason we do that is so our rough edge is nice and smooth, and we can butt it up to the table fairly seamlessly. So I put my sink where I wanted it, measured the distance on each side, and then pretty much just cut those down. And then I took, this is a little tricky since it's rounded and it's rounded here, so it's hard to get a flush measurement. So what I did is I just put it about where I wanted it, marked or traced a pencil around it, and then took a jigsaw and a skill saw, cut that, jigsaw that, until we had it pretty much in a nice fit. Once I had the fit, I took a pencil and marked out the circles. So then I took the nuts and washers off, and if you see here, we only have 3. This is probably why we got it for free, or one of the reasons. And so now I'm just gonna dry fit it here, and hopefully it fits.
Come on, little sink.
So what I'm gonna do, ooh,
Just broke it.
yeah.
What row? We can glue it. Why don't we just silicone it down?
Well, we can do that too.
This is the life of the van. Problem solving. Problem solving all the steps.
That's what our sink will look like. What am I talking about? Yeah, so, I mean, what we're gonna do, we're not gonna glue it all together right now, but once we're ready, we'll just take Gorilla Glue, put it all the way around, dab it onto this this nut here, or this screw, so we can nut it together. Nut it.
Basically what we're doing, we're waiting until we're putting it on the cabinets to put it all together. That's it.
You mean to say that?
Nope, I said it. Okay, so what we're doing here is this is gonna be our table bed. And we're gonna have another live edge on the outside. So now we're just marking our planks, and we'll put these all together. And then you will see it transform into our bed. Welcome to the garage of Polly, where you'll find magical things like this thing.
This is a planer. This board's a little too thick. It's at 1 inch. We need 3/4 of an inch, so we're gonna plane it down until it meets our standard and a nice smooth table.
This is where the table that we just put together is going.
So what I'll do is, this will be down about 3/4 of an inch. Screw it in to our plywood and hopefully to the steel studs that we have in here. And that should just give us enough of a lip and beef to keep our table nice and sturdy. So we're not putting all of the weight on the arm that will come out and hold it up. Yeah, and so it's just nice and evenly distributed when we're laying on there, or when someone sits on the end, or whatever you have. So
there is what one done will look like. So our table sits right there to create the bed.
Here's the bottom of our table. So with this cedar wood, and since it's really soft, I had to pre-drill it. You can't tell now because they're already screwed, but I pre-drilled it just enough so it was going into this bottom piece, but so it wouldn't go through. And then I took these 1/4 or 1.25 inch drywall screws and I sunk them in. And what was really nice about doing that is this wood is, you know, it's very soft, it's very supple, but it's also pretty warped and it's not, you know, straight, even planks. And so when I'm sinking these in, I can countersink it and I can actually pull this piece up. So anywhere where it was a little uneven, like when we put this all together, it was wavy. But now, since I've screwed in so many screws, I've actually countersunk, whatever it is, enough to just pull it up and make it nice and even. So that's the bottom. And here is the top. Now we will we'll sand it. We'll sand it all down, and we'll stain it. And for any of these gaps, like right here, we will take sawdust and make a mixture and fill the gaps. I'm not sure what we make the mixture of, but like a putty or a glue of some sort. And then we'll fill it in, stain it, and that is our table / middle of our bed.
Let's go see how it fits.
Woo!
We freaking did it!
And what's cool about that end, down there, even though it's overhanging a little bit, we're gonna have a closet that goes up.
Right, so that won't matter.
Yeah.
This is so exciting! That's our bed. And then it rises up and becomes our table. This is gonna look so pretty when we sand it and put our coating on it. It's gonna look so badass. Yes.
All right.